Hello, good evening. Sorry for being a minute late. Welcome to your bedtime stretches. Tonight we'll be using a tennis ball and a hard-backed chair and a yoga mat. We will be spending time focusing on releasing our feet and lower legs. Here we go. Let's start standing beside our chair. Placing our tennis ball on the floor, start by rolling the arch of the foot on the ball nice and gently. And you can start increasing the pressure into that ball when your foot feels ready. And as you're doing this, and as you start feeling the bottom of your foot open up, you can start breathing. Start letting the stressors of the day slip away. You can always spend time to pause and put weight into just one area of the foot. And do a couple more little rolls. And when you're ready, let's switch feet. So again on this foot, starting gently, not too much pressure in that ball. And as the foot starts opening up, you can start to increase the amount of pressure into that tennis ball. You can always take moments to pause and add a little extra weight into certain areas of the foot that need to be released. Good, and let that come to a rest. Take a moment to feel 2 feet planted on the ground. We are going to go right into our calf stretching today before we sit down in our chair. Reaching one leg back nice and long, feeling that heel ground down, feeling a long line of energy between the back heel and the top of the head. Seeing if you can soften the front of that ankle joint. And today, let's try something a little different. Let's have our front foot take a wide step, seeing if we can get a little bit of the outside of the calf. And then take that front foot and step across, seeing if we can get a slightly different part of the calf. And then coming back to that neutral place. And on your next exhale, bring those feet together and switch sides. Feeling this heel go down into the floor, the top of the head go up on that diagonal. Feeling that heel go down towards the floor, softening in front of that ankle. And to mix it up on this side as well, bring that foot, step it wide, seeing if you can get into some different fibers of that calf. And then from here, step it across. Coming back to that neutral place. And bring those feet up. Maybe give them a little shake out if you need. Let's come to sit down in our chair. So first we're going to bring our shin or the foot up on the seat of the chair and then just brush upwards. And let's do the same thing on the other side. Brushing up, kind of that front and to the closer to the outside of the shin, the muscle right here. So not on the bone, on that meaty part right at the front of the shin, brushing upwards. Good. Let's go into our glute stretch. That leg comes up and over, our foot is flexed, we sit up nice and tall, and we hinge over. Letting the weight of the body slowly open up the back of the hip. And this is a great moment. You can even close your eyes here if it feels all right. To start breathing, tapping into the stretch, feeling the back of the hip release. And as the back of the hip is releasing, can you let go of your jaw? Can you feel those shoulders start releasing from your ears? Can you concentrate on the belly filling up with air on the inhale and expelling the air gently on the exhale? And on your next exhale, come on out of that and switch sides. Leg comes up and over, the foot is flexed, you're sitting up nice and tall, and hinge it over. Feeling the body weight slowly pour into that front leg. Noticing how that back hip is opening up. And here as well, if you want to close the eyes, you can. Feel the weight of the body pouring into that leg. Take a moment to check in with your jaw. Checking in with the shoulders, making sure that those are going down and not towards the ears. Take notice of what's happening with your breath. And let that body weight pour into the leg and allow that stretch to happen. And on the exhale, give that a release. Holding the front of one shin, we want to circle the ankle a few times, getting a little bit of mobility. So we did a bunch of massage work with that tennis ball, but now we're going to kind of jiggle some bones into place. And let's circle in the opposite direction. Crossing that leg over, we're going to thread our fingers in between our toes. Getting that nice wide kind of duck foot happening. Give those toes a little wiggle, a little circle if you need. Good. And let that foot release down. Let's come to the other side. Holding in front of the shin, pardon me, and circling that ankle. And you might feel some clicks and pops, and that's a-okay. Don't force anything. Don't force it to pop. Don't force it to click. Just find this circular mobility in the ankle. And now, fingers in between the toes. Maybe find a little wiggle, a little circle here. Good, and let that come down. Let's get into the spine a little bit. So sitting up nice and tall, we're going to release forward, leading with our sternum. And then on the exhale, we're going to lead with the tailbone, and that's going to curl under, and then the back is going to unfurl. Lead with that sternum coming down, and then roll it up. Inhale, and exhale, roll it up. Inhale, exhale, roll it up. Good. Circles with the head. 3 to 4 times in each direction. And in the opposite direction. When you're ready. Bring that head up and give the back of the neck a little massage. All right. Hands on the knees, pulling one hand all the way back to the back of the chair, crossing the other hand over and twist it out. And switching sides, hand over opposite knee, other hand at back of chair, and twist and look over that elbow. Hand over, back of chair, twist and look over the elbow. And last time, hand over, twist and look over the elbow. Good, let's reach one leg out and get a nice big side stretch happening. Come back up and other side. Come back up one more time each side. Big side stretch. Feeling those ribs expand. Coming up and other side. And coming up. Good, let's come to stand up. Let's put our chair to the side. And let's get a little deeper into our calves. With our tennis ball, we're going to place that right at the meaty part of our calf. And nice and gently, we're going to start rolling out. Taking moments to pause if you need to pause. This can be a little bit intense, so take your time with it. Be gentle. You don't have to go fast. You can go nice and slowly. And if you're hitting a little bit that's really letting you know how tight it is, take a moment to just exhale into it. Pause. See if you can visualize the muscle melting around that tennis ball versus gripping and holding onto the tennis ball. See if you can give into that point of contact. Making sure that you're getting a little bit onto the inside of the calf as well as the outside of the calf. And let that release, and then just brush that calf upwards. Same thing on the other side. So starting with that ball at the really kind of big meaty part of the calf, slowly start rolling, finding out where you have those little tight spots, being gentle at first, and then slowly but surely getting a little bit deeper as you continue. Spending attention on the out or on the inside of the calf as well as the outside. And once you finish up this side, give that calf a little brush upwards. Let's come to all fours. Tuck those toes and come into a nice big downward facing dog, getting a nice calf stretch happening here, pedaling through those feet. And then when you're ready, settling both heels down to the ground. And now come up to your toes, bring your knees to the ground, and sit on back, opening up the bottoms of the feet. We'll only be here for a moment because this can be pretty intense, but we're really stretching all of the muscles on the bottoms of the feet. Taking a moment to check in with your jaw, your shoulders, your breath, finding a place of calm, even if those feet do feel a little painful. And come on off of that, sit on back. Oh, hello. Welcome to class. All right. Let's get into the rest of the body. Let's lay on back, bring one leg up into a hamstring stretch. Doing what you need to do here, bending and straightening the knee, maybe giving it a little sway side to side, maybe little circles. And gently lower that leg down. Let's go into the fold. Let's go into the nice big stretch now. Good. So we bring that leg up, keep that foot flexed, take an inhale in, and on the exhale, we resist for 1, 2, 3. Inhale, and on the exhale, you release and you bring that leg a little closer to you. Inhale, and on the exhale, you resist for 1, 2, 3. Inhale, and on the exhale, you release and that leg comes a little bit closer. Last time, inhale, and on the exhale, you resist for 1, 2, 3. Inhale, and on the exhale, release, bringing that leg a little bit closer to you and let it float down. On the other side, just a nice hamstring stretch to begin with. Maybe bending and flexing that knee, or maybe finding little circles in that whole leg, stirring in that hip socket. Maybe some side to side action. Lowering that leg down. And now bringing that leg back up. Take an inhale in. And on the exhale, we resist for 1, 2, 3. Inhale. And on the exhale, you release and bring that leg a little closer to you. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale, resist for 1, 2, 3. Inhale. And release. Bring it closer to you. Last time. And we resist for 1, 2, 3. Inhale. And on the exhale, you release. You bring that leg a little closer to you. Hold it there for a moment. And let it come down to the mat. Give it a shake out. Good. While we're here, let's bring the knee up, over, matching palms for our circles. Going nice and slowly, 3 circles of that arm in one direction, 3 circles of the arm in the opposite direction, pausing and stopping in the areas that feel good and stretchy, passing through the other areas, finding a massage-like quality through your bones. And when you've done 3 circles one way, 3 circles in the other direction. Coming back to your back and doing the same thing on the other side. Crossing that leg over, matching those palms, 3 circles in each direction. and 3 circles in the opposite direction. Coming back to your back, bringing those knees into the chest and rocking side to side for a moment. Let's come up to a nice big straddle, sitting up tall, and then reaching those hands forward as much as you can. And here's another great moment too, because we're working with gravity, bringing that body down and closer to the ground. You can close those eyes, check in with your jaw, check in with your shoulders, tap into the breath. And while you're here, breathing and releasing and stretching, see if you can go a little deeper. And on your next exhale, slowly crawl out. Bring those legs in. Give them a little shake out. Do this real quick. It's been so hot in LA, I had to take a cold shower before this class. All right, we have about 10 minutes left. Let's do some work for the front of the hips. So coming up to the knees. Let's find a nice tuck in that tail, coming a little bit forward, and then bringing that arm up and over to really get into the front of that hip. And I work your shoulders if they're creeping up my arm. And then from here, frame that front foot with 2 hands, tuck those back toes to a nice long runner's lunge. You can bring that knee down if you want a little extra. And if you're ready, you can bring that toe up, grab that toe, and sink those hips forward again, getting really into the belly of that quad. And release that down. And let's switch sides. Starting with the tuck of the tail and just inching forward a tiny little bit, bringing that arm up and over. Dropping those shoulders down, feeling those jaws release. Taking a big deliberate inhale in and exhale out. And framing that front foot with your hands, lengthening that back leg long, getting into that runner's lunge, bringing that knee down if that feels all right. And if you want, that toe comes up, holding onto those toes, bringing that heel towards your bottom, getting into the belly of the quad. Letting that knee go. Let's go into downward dog one more time. Hands on the mat, toes tuck, legs lengthen. And now instead of concentrating on the calves, let's feel the whole leg stretch. Let's feel the back nice and long. Taking long, big, slow, and steady breaths here. Walk those feet into the hands and the hands into the feet until you're hanging over your legs. Hold on to opposite elbows and just hang over those legs, feeling the torso nice and heavy. Continue to breathe there. And then bend those knees and slowly roll up, coming down to the mat. Getting that chair situated. We're going to use our tennis ball today. Calves come on the chair. Lay on back down. Take a moment to put the palms on the tops of the thighs. Take an inhale in. And on the exhale, press those thighs away, feeling that lower back lengthen. Inhale, release. One more time. Exhale, press. Inhale, release. Hands at the back of the head. And on the exhale, feel that head lengthen away. Release it down. Grab that tennis ball. Put it right under your head like a little pillow. Have the arms come down to your sides, palms facing up. Close the eyes. And take a couple deep inhales and exhales here. And now start to feel everything melt. The shins and calves melt into the chair that is supporting them. The femur bone, the thigh bone, is melting into the hip socket. The hips are melting into the ground. The ribs are melting into the ground. The shoulders are spilling sideways and the arms are nice and relaxed off of the shoulder. The throat and the tongue are relaxed. The jaw is released. The head is rooting down to the ball, and the ball is supporting your head. Take a few more breaths to feel everything sinking into the floor. Continue to breathe, continue to feel parts of the body release. Staying here for as long as you need. Breathing and relaxing. Thank you very much. Have a good night and sleep well.